Jim Hoft at thegatewaypundit.com is reporting that Barack Obama has been the most destructive president to the Democratic Party since World War II. Personally, I believe he's been the most destructive president to the country since forever. But statistically, Jim Hoft has cobbled together the numbers. We're going to look at those in a second. But statistically, Barack Obama has done more damage to the Democratic Party than any president since Franklin Delano Roosevelt. So let's go over to the screen grab and let's take a look at the statistics. This is the article, and again, we reiterate from the headline. Well, let's skip down to the subheading. It says, Barack Obama did more damage to his party than any other political leader since World War II. The only sad thing about this is the Democrats rebounded. Remember John F. Kennedy? Remember Jimmy Carter? Remember Bubba Clinton? It goes on and says, Hoft goes on and says that Obama did this despite enjoying 8 years of nonstop accolades from a fawning press, also from a fawning Democratic Party. Maybe, just maybe, we'll get lucky and they'll build a statue to this guy somewhere so we can be reminded of how bad the Democrats really were. Okay, over 8 years of Obama's presidency, the Democratic Party lost more combined seats than in the U.S. Senate, U.S. House, governorship, state legislatures, and state chambers than any president since Franklin Delano Roosevelt. And here are the numbers. Let's take a look at them. If you go over to the right column, you can see the damage done by Barack Obama. Senate seats, U.S. Senate seats, they lost 12, Democrats. House seats, they lost 62. Governorships, they lost 12. State legislative seats, Democrats lost 959. I'm starting to think that Obama may have been a secret Republican. You know, everybody says he's a Muslim. I think he's a Republican. I think he set out to destroy the Democratic Party. Just joking, but effectively, that's what he did anyhow, so it doesn't matter. State legislative chambers, Democrats lost 27 for a total of, let me move my cursor, 1,072. Democrats out of jobs, representatives. Okay, let's scroll down here. Take a look at some of these bits of information, info bites. Data points from January 29th and through the aftermath of Election Day. Thanks to Obama and his ideas, Democrats surrendered the White House to non-politician President Donald J. Trump. Democrats ran the Senate and House in 2009. Now they control neither. United States Senate seats slipped from 58 to 46. U.S. House seats fell from 256 to 194. Oh, that's a heartbreaker. Democrat state legislative seats decreased by 959. Don't go away, because we're going to share with you the implications of this in just a second. Governorships from 28 to 16. State legislatures, both chambers plunged from 27 to 14, down 48% rather. And states with Democratic governors in both legislative chambers from 17 to 6. There are 6 states of the 50 states, or 57, depending on who you believe. 6 of the 50 states that are controlled by a governor and both legislative branches that are controlled by Democrats. Only 6. I can't name them. California's one, Hawaii's one. Probably Oregon, a few in New England. I can't name them off the top of my head, but the blue states getting smaller and smaller. Now, here's the implication. Here's what we take away from this. You got to keep in mind that the far left has controlled what I call the thought reform apparatus. Or plural, what's the plural of apparatus? Apparati? Apparatuses? I don't really know, but they control it, whatever it is. That would include the media, by and large, the internet, and the quote educational system, which I would call the indoctrinational system. So all those avenues of influencing our thinking. Don't forget the entertainment industry. Geez, how nasty are those people? But the far left controls all of that. All of that thought reform apparatus is dominated by the far left. The reason is they want to control our thinking, so we will agree with them. In spite of that, they still lost. Now, add to that, compounded, is the fact that the far left has been working tirelessly to stack the elections, stack the democracy, by infusing hordes of people from outside the country, immigrants, who are most likely to vote for Democrats. Cubans, those brown people they don't like, but brown people from the rest of Latin America they like because they tend to overwhelmingly vote for Democrats. So they open the borders. Yeah, come on in, support us. 2016, for the first time ever, according to CAIR, there were over 1 million Muslims who participated in the election. First time ever. What are they doing here? Why did the liberal Democrats open our borders to these hordes of Islamic insurgents? Because they vote for Democrats. According to CAIR, 84% of Muslims voted for Hillary Clinton. 84%. 16% voted for Donald Trump. And they probably accidentally pushed the wrong button. So when you've got 84% of a demographic, the Democrats are going to open the borders to get as many of those people in the country on the voting rolls as they possibly can. And they've been doing this. So they have this insurgency of people from outside the country who are most likely to vote for Democrats. They have control of the thought reform apparatus. And in spite of all that, they still lost. You see, what was supposed to happen is November 8th, 2016 was supposed to be the knockout punch. Hillary Clinton gets elected, boom. The U.S. goes down, all of Western culture goes down with it. The globalist Marxist or Marxist globalist win the fight. It's all over. It's done. Turn out the lights and go home. But it didn't happen. Did not happen. Actually, the reverse happened. The exact opposite happened. No fireworks for Hillary. Okay, now, we'll close out with this, but here's one warning point we need to keep in mind. Remember, it was even worse under Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Okay, that's been a very, very long time, but it was worse under Roosevelt. What's that been, 75 years? But the Democrats came back. Remember John Kennedy? Remember Bubba Clinton? Remember Jimmy Carter? Prefer not to, but got to because he's still alive. Remember, the Democrats did come back, and since then they have done irreparable damage to this country. The examples are beyond numbering or innumerous. I'm thinking, for example, the Department of Education. Thank you, Jimmy Carter. Ronald Reagan could have gotten rid of it, but he didn't. Every Republican since then, the Bushes, could have gotten rid of it, but they didn't. They just let it stand. Still there. That's one example of probably thousands. The Democrats have done irreparable damage to our country. The fact that they're on the skids at the moment does not mean they're not going to reemerge, because, quite frankly, they will. But the good news is, thanks to Barack Obama, I used to hate this guy. Now I'm starting to love him. Oh, geez. Why didn't I think of that? Thanks to Barack Obama, patriots are now going to control, the constitutionalists are now going to control the United States Supreme Court, probably the judiciary, federal judiciary across the board. And if things keep going the way they're going, we're going to have President Donald Trump until he's 78 years old. And who knows, we may have President Mike Pence following him another 8 years. Or President Ivanka Trump. Imagine that. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to share it on social media. There's a little button underneath the video for the express purpose of sharing this video. Lower right-hand corner, you see a little round button that says subscribe. That's there for your convenience to subscribe. So like it, share it, subscribe to it, and we will appreciate your support. And hopefully you will gain a lot from our labors.
How to subscribe? Click subscribe. Click the bell. Check the box. Save.